My name's Dan Wilding, drummer for the band Carcass, and in this lesson I'm going to teach you one of my favourite metal triplet fills. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? My name is Dan Wilding, drummer for the band Carcass, and welcome into the very first Extreme Drummers Academy YouTube lesson. And in this lesson, I'm going to teach you one of my favourite metal triplet fills. Now, before we get started, if you enjoy this lesson and you take something from it, then please make sure you subscribe to the channel because there's going to be a lot more lessons like this coming over the next few weeks and months. Also, if you want a ton more lessons along these lines and also along the lines of building foot speed, hand technique, kit mobility, all kinds of stuff to do with extreme metal drumming, then please head over to www.extremedrummersacademy.com, which is my online drum school, and we've got a ton of courses, lessons, masterclasses, and all kinds of great stuff, all based around extreme drumming and how you can improve on extreme drumming. Now all that boring stuff is out the way, let's get into the lesson. Now, as mentioned before, this is one of my favourite triplet metal fills, and I've used this fill so many times in all the different bands that I've played in. I just love it. It sounds great, it's relatively easy to play, and I'm going to show it to you right now. Now, it is a 16th note triplet fill, and it's split between the hands and the feet, and it is a 9-note grouping, so a group of 9 notes. So to make a fill out of it, to make a full 1-bar fill, what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the pattern twice, and then we're left over with 6 notes, and those 6 notes at the end we can kind of do whatever we want, but we're going to get onto that in a minute. So in this one I'm going to teach you in 4 steps how to go from not knowing this fill at all to be able to moving it around the kit and making it sound awesome and chucking it straight into your playing. So step 1 is, what are we actually playing? What is the sticking? So the sticking itself is right, left, kick, kick, right, kick, kick. That is the group of 9 notes that we're playing. Obviously, if you are left-hand lead, then you can flip it. But how I play it is right, left, kick, kick, right, kick, kick. And again, to make it a 1-bar fill, we're going to repeat that pattern twice. Right, left, kick, kick, right, kick, right, left, kick, kick, right, kick, kick. And then we've got those 6 notes at the end to fill in to make it up to the end of the bar. So I either do 6 single stroke roll, right, left, or I'll do another right, left, kick, kick. Something like that. Figure out something that works for you. There are 2 options. You can pretty much do whatever you want, but the main crux of the fill is the right, left, kick, kick, right, kick, right, left, kick, kick, right, kick, kick, and then figure out what you want to do at the end. So now I'm going to show you playing it just between the snare drum and the kick drum. I'm going to play it slowly, I'm going to play it at mid-tempo, and then I'm going to play it at a tempo where I think it sounds pretty good. It can go much faster than this, but I think this is a good goal tempo, is 130 beats per minute. That's a good goal tempo for most people. Obviously, you can take it as far as you want. This is what it sounds like on a single surface, and this is a great way to get used to the sticking, how it feels, and how it sounds. So let's go. Now, as always with everything, the best way to practice this is start as slow as you need to, and you can even start slower than you think you should, just to really get the feeling of how it feels, how it sounds, how the note spacing is, all that good stuff. And then obviously once you're comfortable, increase the tempo incrementally. I do either 5 beat per minute increments or 10 beat per minute increments at the absolute maximum. Now, step 2 is playing this in a musical context. So that's essentially playing it with a groove. So playing it in a musical situation, what does it sound like when you put a groove over the top or a blast beat or something like that? So again, just splitting between the snare and the kick. We're going to play it, but with 1 bar of groove before. We're just going to loop it for a little while and see how it feels. And once again, this is where the ending of the fill becomes really important, because it depends on whether you play just straight 16th notes at the end, those extra 6 notes at the end, the straight 16th notes, or whether you split it between the kick. Now, if you split it between the kick and you do right, left, kick, kick, obviously you're ending on a kick. So to get back into the groove, you need to do a third kick drum. So it's right, left, kick, kick, kick. So that's something you need to be aware of if you're doing that. In this example, I'm just playing straight 16th notes. However, again, you're free to put in whatever you like, whatever you feel comfortable with, and whatever you think sounds good. So once again, here it is at 3 separate tempos with a groove. Let's go. Now moving on to step 3, which is orchestration. Orchestration essentially just means moving it around the kit. So orchestrating it around the kit using all the things that you have at your disposal. One of my favorite orchestrations is splitting it between essentially all of the toms. Obviously, if you have a smaller kit, then you'll probably need to figure something out that works for your smaller kit. If you've got a bigger kit, then you can use even more toms and you can do a longer run. By learning this sticking, hopefully you can take it with you, mess around with it, and see what you can come up with, and come up with something that's really unique to you. So this is one of my favorite orchestrations. Again, split between all the toms and the snare drum. Let's see what it sounds like at those 3 different tempos again. Now, moving on to the 4th and final step, you've probably guessed what that is. It's putting absolutely everything together. So mixing the orchestration with the musicality. So that is doing a groove and then straight into the orchestrated version of the fill. Now I find this fill works really well with like a mid-tempo groove with double kick over it. That kind of thing. Once again, please experiment with it however you like. See what you think sounds best. You might find something completely different to that sounds great. But my preferred way of playing this fill is with a double bass kind of mid-tempo groove. So now I'm just going to play that for you one more time at the gold tempo with everything mushed together. Once again, start as slow as you need to, increase by small beat per minute increments with a metronome. Make sure you're really focusing on the note spacing, really focusing on how tight you are with the click. When you're doing the groove, make sure everything's locked in super tight. Control and consistency is so much more important than speed. Speed will come. Speed is a byproduct of control. So get everything as controlled as you can and then you can start building it up. Otherwise, I really hope you enjoyed this very first YouTube lesson. There will be many more to come, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also head to extremedrummersacademy.com if you want to find out more about more education based around extreme drumming. Otherwise, good luck with the fill, guys. I really hope it helps, and I'll see you in the next video. Nice one. Thank you very much.